misogyny is not just a buzzword. I mean, there is a real hatred of women that started in the garden with, what does it say? I'll put enmity, I'll put hostility between you and the woman. So we know that Satan has been gunning for women ever since the fall. And we do have a target on our back, and he's after us. And he disrupted the relationship that we have with men. So now that's a dominating experience. And so that is going to happen. But in the church, we need to be different. In the church, we need to recognize these forms of misogyny where men oppress, men deal with women this way. And we've had our trouble in the church doing this as well. We've had trouble in the church, and I've seen it because I see celebrity culture within the church and how we cover for people and their bad behavior. And I know every time that I've printed a story that calls somebody out, oh my goodness, I will just get lambasted by people who love them and support them instead of looking at the bad behavior and saying that's unacceptable. So we need to be calling this out in the church. We need to be talking about misogyny and the hatred of women and the way it comes out in men. But the part that we often don't look at is the way we as women have internalized a lot of this and hated part of our own feminine ourselves. And we have been in many ways complicit with what's going on, and we need to face that too. And we need to have a very different sort of feminism, because when I see the feminists and the way they're talking, they can recognize that as misogyny, but they can't recognize encouraging women and telling them that the solution to your unplanned pregnancy is to kill your own progeny. They can't see that that's misogyny. Telling a woman to violate every maternal instinct that God designed into their bodies, they can't see that as misogyny. I mean, it's the hypocrisy and the confusion and just the complete idiocy of our culture right now. It's like we know inside, like we viscerally know this is wrong, and we have this sense that there's an injustice, and yet because we don't have, again, this design of what womanhood is, the design of what manhood is, the design of what God is, I mean, because we're missing all of those things, we don't know how to address these things properly. And that's why it's so important to recapture that within the church, recapture a biblical understanding, because without it, we're lost, completely lost.
The book is Redeeming the Feminine Soul. Julie Roys, you can grab that on Amazon or wherever books are sold.